What is going on YouTube? Hidden Back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's video, we do have some important things to go over. As you guys know, the S&P took a massive, and I mean massive, nosedive yesterday, which we were expecting. This is something we've been anticipating for a very long time here on the channel. I can even pull up my video from yesterday, and you can see where we drew the S&P 500 specifically, and you can see that we are starting to correct lower here. Let me just find it super quick, and you can see that we were talking about reversing and rejecting off this resistance. You can see it right here, clear as day. We were in no way expecting the prices to continue to hang out here. They are most definitely going to correct downwards, fill in the gap, or just break down. There was no way we were expecting to see a bullish rally to the upside here, and as you guys can see, we did exactly that. Saw an immediate reversal and an immediate rejection off here. I'm actually kind of happy, and I'll give you guys my reasons for that as to why in a second. I know that sounds a little like a little weird or confusing why I'd be happy for this correction, but I am expecting this, and I do think we need a little bit more consolidation before we can get a very nice and solid run, because even if we were to break out here, I don't think it's going to last that long. But more information is to come, and I'll tell you guys about this in a second. But otherwise, you can see, and I want to separate XRP from the major cryptocurrencies. XRP, as you guys can see, is pretty much sandwiched at its major moving average here. It's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now, almost a week of sideways consolidation. Here we've had tons of problems in this zone here, where we've had tons of wicks, tons and tons of attempts to try to break through this major resistance here, and we've done nothing but fail. And we're also falling to the downside and consolidating too. You can see we did have an area here where we were kind of stuck in the middle on numerous occasions here, and here we are again now battling this out, trying to figure out, hey, are we going to be able to break through this? Are we going to be rejecting and correcting lower? Not necessarily sure, but we are going to be getting these answers very soon, and I'll explain a little bit more later on in today's video. And then we're also going to be looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin, which is also quite interesting. You can see clear as day that we did hit a peak. We did hit top resistance here, and we are starting to slide lower as expected here. We were extremely overbought at 88 on the RSI, now sliding down to 76, 77, 78 on the RSI, almost 79. We're still overbought, extremely overbought. So I do expect to see us, fall a little bit lower here, but the rejection off this top resistance was anticipated. We were waiting for that. We do have shorts in as expected here, and this is also correcting lower, but there are some weird predicaments that we're going to be ending up in a second, which I do want to discuss with you. With that all being said, guys, I just want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, CoinLedger. For those that don't know, CoinLedger allows you to do crypto taxes in minutes. CoinLedger has cryptocurrency and NFT tax software built in, and they can save you time and maximize your refund, which is awesome. As you guys know, you have till April to do your cryptocurrency taxes, which means there's just a couple of months left to do them, and I highly recommend that you do use some sort of software to help do that, and that's where CoinLedger comes in. If you just give it all to your accountants or you don't report it, cryptocurrency, websites, especially exchanges where you convert it to your bank like Coinbase, will report it to the IRS, and it's up to you to fill out the paperwork properly, and this is where CoinLedger comes in to help track all that. I've been using this for a couple of years now. Specifically, I've been using cryptocurrency tax software for about 2 years now on my taxes, and it has helped save my account tenfold. So make sure to check out CoinLedger down in the description below. But more information on CoinLedger will be later on in today's video. With that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. Let's dive into today's episode. So first things first, quick refresh. You can see we are starting to slide lower. This was expected, up down 3% right here. You can see markets are starting to slide lower. This was anticipated, expected, and we have been waiting patiently for it to happen. As you guys know, after the big pump to the upside here, we did kind of flatline as we hit a major resistance, and you can see that we are starting to scale a little bit lower here, hit a major resistance, flatlined out. This volatility usually leads to, or the lack of volatility leads to big movements here, and you can see this one specifically was to the downside here, and I do expect us to continue this trend to the downside because it was something that we've been paying attention to and waiting for it to happen here. XRP has been the only one that we're a little weary of, specifically because it didn't really see as big of an explosion as the other cryptos, although it did close its weekly candle outside its purple resistance here, which is huge. And now I am long Bitcoin for the next couple of months. I do believe we will see the prices swing up to 50 to 75 cents, even 80 cents here in maybe the next 6 months. Short term, there's a chance we could get caught up in this, maybe even fall a little bit lower here. But I think it's temporary, and I think very soon we will start to head back to the upside here. So I am excited to see the results of this, and I am bullish long term on XRP. As for Ethereum and Bitcoin, the two cryptos that shot up way too heavy, way too quick, you can see the previous time that we saw movements like this within Ethereum and kind of within Bitcoin here, after we hit the major resistance and the run here, also this price ceiling, you can see we kind of fell stagnant, and it did take quite a while before we saw any sort of significant movement. From the peak break, you can see it took almost 2 weeks of consolidation. Granted, where we currently are has only been 4 or 5 days, maybe 5 days, so there's over a week left, of this consolidation here, and then we could correct lower. However, there's a chance we could be moving downwards quicker than I expected. We could fall, just as quickly to the downside here, or we can consolidate, which is what I intend to see happen here. But I do believe that there is major possibilities of correction coming, whether it's immediately or in the next couple of days here. I do believe correction is needed, maybe back down to the moving average, which is a good sign. And hey, maybe we've now reversed the pattern here, because as you guys can see, Ethereum has been consistently creating a lower high pattern. Maybe it's hit a bottom now, where instead of creating these peaks here, you can see maybe we've bounced off the bottom, and now we're going to start to create a higher high formation here, which would be perfect, and we can start to swing up higher. But as you guys know, we did close lower than the previous one, so it's not necessarily a good sign just yet. Hopefully we could start to head up higher here. Now, somebody had mentioned a reverse head and shoulders here, which feel free to send me on my email at cryptotvofficial@gmail.com. We'll talk about it in a second, though. But before I go any further, I would like to talk a little bit more about CoinLedger with you. I want to give a huge shout out to CoinLedger for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research. With that being said, CoinLedger is not your typical run-of-the-mill meme coin. It's actually a cryptocurrency and NFT tax software that's built to save you time and maximize your refund. With tax season right around the corner, you might want to listen up. Now, believe it or not, my accountant who does my cryptocurrency taxes recommended me to use a software like CoinLedger to help track my portfolio. Let me be the first to tell you, manually balancing all your trades is tremendously difficult and takes hours of your time. Trust me, I've tried, been there, done that. With CoinLedger, that process takes only minutes using their software, and your accountant will appreciate you doing this. Some of you might not know, but CoinLedger helps you take advantage of your crypto tax loss harvesting, which lets you claim losses on assets in order to use those losses to offset your capital gains, thereby lowering your tax burden at the end of the year. Also, guys, make sure to ask your accountant, but I'm pretty sure there isn't even a wash sale rule yet on cryptocurrency, which is quite beneficial. The best part is CoinLedger is completely free to use. You can import all your crypto transaction history, view your net capital gains and losses, and even track your portfolio. Payment is only required when you want to download and view your full tax report, and payment is broken down into 4 different tiers depending on the type of trader you are, and all reports are a one-time purchase per tax season. They're even giving away a $300 tax report each week of the tax season, which you can enter down in the description of today's video. Now, in the eyes of the IRS, cryptocurrency is considered to be property, and capital gains and losses need to be reported on a Schedule D and Form 8949 if necessary every year. And if you're trading on a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance, then you have no choice but to report it. If you don't know, Coinbase reports all your cryptocurrency transactions to the IRS before the start of tax filing season. And as a Coinbase customer, you'll most likely receive a 1099 form if you pay US taxes and earn crypto gains over $600. And it's up to you to prove if those gains were actually losses or if they were actually gains. Now, this is where CoinLedger comes in. They will calculate your crypto taxes in 20 minutes and provide you with the correct instant crypto tax forms. They support all exchanges, NFTs, DeFi, and 10,000 cryptocurrencies. And all it takes is 3 easy steps. First, you connect your exchange to their website and import all your transactions. You'll then preview your report, make sure everything is correct, and lastly, generate your report. It's literally that easy. CoinLedger integrates directly with your favorite platforms to make it easy to import your historical transactions. Whether you're trading, earning interest, or even buying NFTs, you'll be able to import your transactions and calculate your taxes with ease. They're even partnered with the largest tax preparation platform to make it easier than ever to report your crypto gains and losses. Your reports can be directly imported into TurboTax Online, Online, TurboTax Desktop, Tax Act, and many other tax platforms. And even if you aren't from the US, you can still generate your crypto gains, losses, and income reports in your native currency. Then you can use those reports to complete the tax forms for your country. With that being said, CoinLedger is the go-to place when it comes to anything related to crypto taxes. And if you want to check out their website and use their software for free, then make sure to click the link down in the description of today's video. With that being said, shout out to CoinLedger for sponsoring today's episode, and let's get back into today's video. All right, so moving into Bitcoin, as you guys can see here, this is very similar in regards to the Ethereum charting that we did. Now, I do believe ETH could fall down to about $1,300 here, and Bitcoin, I can see maybe a pull down to about 18,900 or $19,000 right at its moving average. I am bullish now. We are switching bullish. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. I am more bullish than I have been. I was very, very, very bearish on the markets for the past couple of months here, but I do think we are starting to get volume, and I do think 2023 will be more bullish than we were last year. Although I am still 70% bearish on the markets here, I do believe this could very easily start to climb up. And by here, we're already into June, and then we can start to see a continued rise towards the end of this year here. So even though I do expect to see short-term correction here, I do believe 2023 will be a much, much, much better year than last year. Now, moving forward, and what I mean by that is with the S&P 500 here. Somebody had mentioned that there was a reverse head and shoulders. I am trying to figure this out. I'm trying to see where you guys could see a reverse head and shoulders. The best point I have is maybe something like this, where this could be the reverse head and shoulders, but I'm not entirely sure if this is it. Maybe it's this. Maybe it was the original one. Maybe I'm seeing this. I don't know, because then we're not necessarily breaking to the upside here. We're actually falling lower, which is why part of me thinks maybe it's a smaller one. I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, this would be considered the neckline, I would imagine, in your analysis here. And I guess you could use that for a bullish break, and I do think at some point we are, but as you guys can see, we have been inside a major descending fractal on the daily charts here since the beginning of January. So it's been over a year now of this consolidation, if not exactly a little over a year now, maybe a year and 2 weeks, and we've been consistently rejecting off these peaks, creating lower highs. Until we reverse out of this trend here, we're going to continue to scale lower, and we're waiting for the point where we can break this purple band. So if that comes sooner than later, that would be awesome. This was exactly in line with what we drew and planned and envisioned just yesterday here. So what we're looking for now is, even though we fell, hopefully we can either consolidate on this support and then break out of it, which would be awesome, or what's going to happen is we're going to fall down to 3,700 points, or we're going to fall down to 3,500 points. Some people mentioned that 3,500 was the bottom, but we have not indeed confirmed whether you meant that this was the original bottom, or we're going to be retesting it again for maybe some sort of double bottom, and then we'll be able to break up. I'm not entirely sure. I think there's 3 outcomes left for the S&P. Obviously good, better, worse, better, good, and worse here, depending on how you want to look at the markets here. But I do think we are going to see some consolidation, and the way these markets are turning, the fact that I believe, if this is it, if this is the lowest we go to, now that we're trending above the daily moving average here, which we could definitely play around on a little bit, but even though we have no problems breaking through it, if we do trend here, I can see the rest of crypto, like Bitcoin, consolidating here and then going higher. It's possible. It is possible, but I think we have to plan for the worst here, which would be correction down to here, filling in the gap, things taking a little bit longer. This sends us into May, and this sends us into July here. You can see how much longer this would take here. So if you think about it, that's January. We have February, March, April, May, June, or May is 4 months from now. June and July is 6 months, half the year. So I think this is pretty reasonable right here. I don't think that we're going to be breaking out just yet. And honestly, the only reason why I side with the fact that I probably don't want us to break out is because we're so near the top resistance here. And I think the markets are done breaking through this top resistance here. I don't think the stock market wants to be pumping outside of this, ascending fractal anymore. We've already done it. We don't want to do it again. And I don't think the feds really want that either. So I think what they're looking for is to just lower ourselves. There's a chance we'll come to here, and then we can start to consolidate out, and that would be the movement that we need, or they're going to pull us all the way down to here, and then we can start to consolidate out. One of the two, but this is what I see happening here. They want us to stay inside this ascending fractal, so we just need to find the bottom, and I don't think that bottom is right here. I don't think it's exactly where we are, because that could immediately send us back to top resistance. It's possible, but I don't think it's going to come as early as that. I think it's going to be mid to the end of this year, which would signal that it's going to be one of these two, resulting in the bottom here, either 35 or 37.50 as the bottom for the markets here. And then we'll buy in and long this to the upside here. But until we break through the purple resistance right here, until we see a break above here where the price flips above it, we're not buying in. Otherwise, we're just going to keep riding the lows. But with that being said, huge shout out to CoinLedger for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.